RotoWild Fantasy Sports. I am your host, Bolts Bolton, ready to take you through today's early afternoon baseball slate. We got a nice game slate here, 8 games. I've got some lineups that are looking pretty juicy. So I know a lot of fantasy players are looking at today's Saturday MLB slates and they are licking their chops. That's what I'm doing. So you should probably be doing the same. If you're watching me right now, you're probably an everyday DFS player. You're probably looking for some advice. And I'm going to give out a few things here on my show as I do every time. All right, I will be giving away a few picks for today's baseball, this slate specifically. Just pulling up my few notes here. So a little bit about ourselves. We are RotoWild Fantasy Sports. RotoWild, a DFS community. DFS in general can be frustrating and you need expert advice. All right? You need expert advice from players that have won many large prizes in the midst of handicappers with multiple entries. We have this interactive forum where our members are our contributors and our contributors are our winners. We have won multiple first place finishes in MLB and NBA, and we can help you do the same. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. If you're thinking RotoWild can help me win, then you got to become a member of our site. Now, back to me. This is me. I am Bolts Bolton, winner of $43,000 in prizes alone on FanDuel. I also play on DraftKings. And most people associated with RotoWild Fantasy Sports, you will see one of these two logos located on the bottom of the screen. You got the ink mark and the main logo, RotoWild Fantasy Sports, and the badge. All right, now, as I mentioned, I'm going to be taking you through today's slate. This slate, which is referred to as, what are they referring this slate as? They're calling this early only, right? It's starting at 105 Eastern, early only, right? So we're looking at it. It's got 8 games. I like the grouping of the games, okay? When I look at the grouping of the times of the games, they're right around each other there. You see that? So no specific, early starting game or so forth, right? So we're going to take a good look at some of the things and what I've got for you here on my show. I'm going to be giving out my pick against the spread, my favorite over-under. I'll have a favorite pitcher and a favorite hitter out of this slate that I will give to you before the show ends. All right, now, as I am on here, we're going to go ahead and share with a few people that we are live so we can get some people in here and joining us. All right, so we're all shared up there. That looks good. Everything's looking great. Now, let's take a look here at what I want to do. All right, so a few games I like. Definitely looks like a pretty good slate. As far as over-unders go, I'm looking at this game where you've got Austin Voth versus Greg Soto. So, I'm not saying much here, so I apologize for that. Just looking at a few notes here and looking at a few things. And, yeah, you know, picking a pitcher is tough in this slate. So, you know, I'm just looking at a few different things here before I make any recommendations here. Still sharing. Still gonna see if we can get some people to join us first before I start giving away some of this information. See what's going on here.
I've been up for like 3-4 days, 3-4 days. I've been grinding now 5-6 days, 5-6 days, 5-6 days. Spent the whole week getting paid, week getting paid. Spent the whole week getting paid, week getting paid. Euro, yen, peso, you doing what I say so. Young nigga ballin' with a bankroll. I know the basics, move fast, break quick, money and time. Don't waste it. When you stand still, you don't make shit. Military trained, I ain't nothing to play with. Real nigga, don't fuck with that lame shit. We eating major, call that a banquet. Big guns, put you in the pavement. At a young age, learn the game quick. Focus dreams, some call that a drive. I do what I gotta do just to stay alive. Business isn't face to face, it's face to facts. If I ain't grinding, you won't know.
Oh, wow.
Looking back, somewhere on the island, living life to the max. No talking prices on the phone, asking where I'm at.
I just checked the score of the Yankee game. It's 6-6 already in the second inning. I guess they should have picked a better field.
5, 6 days, 5, 6 days, 5, 6 days. Spent the whole week getting paid, week getting paid, week getting paid. Spent the whole week getting paid, week getting paid, week getting paid. So what you gonna do when my shit booms? Send a sucker MC to a quick boom. Half a day's work like me.
So
give me room, cause I get rooms.
when I look at today's little early only slate, only one of these games really exploded for a ton of runs yesterday, and it was totally one-sided. That was Cleveland-Baltimore. And when I look at Cleveland-Baltimore, I'm thinking, yeah, same thing could happen again today. It could blow up for a ton of runs, where you got this guy Plesac and Cashner. Cashner's done pretty well lately. So you see Plesac and Cashner. I really believe that this game is going to go under. They've got it at 10.5. I like this game to go under. You never know. Could go way over like it did yesterday. It's just Cashner recently, he's been really well. He's just pitching really well. Look, 2 earned runs, 1 earned run. And he's up against Plesac. And I think it's a similar situation. 1 earned run. So, I mean, they could have a day where they both blow up, but I think one of the two will have a pretty decent day, and it'll drive the total down. So, my pick for over-under would be under in Cleveland, Baltimore.
What's up, baby?
Now,
Super game.
as I'm looking through this slate, we still got a lot of other great games. And in general, what I would recommend you do is really focus on a team in a good spot. All right? And I think Minnesota's in a good spot. I like Minnesota, and I like Cincy. All right? Those are the two teams. The hitters, I think, are in a good spot. You can choose either one and go that direction. Now, I've already been on here for quite some time. We haven't had really much activity today.
Money crush. Authorities, they always on me hunting us. You know what goes down with me and Hunted Up. Right. We got a bottom line and it sum it up. Night ride and grind till the sun is up. Hello, about the 100 round number my style. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. Show the love in my style. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. Show the love in my style. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. Show the love in my style. Let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride, let's ride. She loving how I ride with my teeth up. Thud, 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 boom, how my heat go. 100 round drumming and I reload. 1, 2 more times, maybe 3, 4. Beat 5, 4, form, I'm in beast mode. Giant MC fly like a hero. On the lay, getting at the Nero. Euro yen peso for the payroll. Baker man with a pantry. Super damn deep, moving like a Grand Prix. Getting gonzy, getting crazy. Money in Cali, staying blown with the family. And we all about it now.
I gave you my pick for over-under. My favorite hitter today seems like he's probably my favorite hitter every day. Yasiel Puig's in the bomb. The Puig. Cisse Puig. Gone. Blackada. And my favorite pitcher. Favorite pitcher is a good one. I like Yamamoto. So I would definitely take Yamamoto. Now, as I run the Guru's suggestion for today's slate, there they are: Eflin, Yamamoto, and Kepler. Now, My favorite hitter is Puig. Favorite pitcher, Yamamoto. Favorite over-under, Cleveland, Baltimore, under. Okay. And for my pick against the spread,
the smooth taste of Estrella Jalisco started in 1910 in
that's also a good one for this slate. A pick against the spread. So where did I put this thing? As far as picking against the spread, I like a few options here. Now, I think that Cincy is a great choice against the spread. I have Cincy favorited against the Cubbies today, with Castillo on the mound versus Quintana. Yeah, they're going to cover this point spread. The run line of 1.5. I think Cincy will cover that. I also like a bit of me likes Atlanta to cover their spread, their run line. Right? You're getting a run with Atlanta? Is that correct? It seems incorrect. But no, apparently you're going to be getting a run for taking Atlanta. Let's just confirm this. So maybe that line is moving quite a bit. Mm. Yeah, I really like the Braves here in this spot too. So you got to lay 1.5 with the Braves. You got to lay 1.5 with the Reds. It's pretty interesting. Tigers look like a good pick to me also. Against the spread, it gets a little dicier in this slate. You may just stay away against the spread here. Because look, you have 3 or 4 games that you could consider. It's usually a bad sign. Everybody's got Washington as a big favorite today, which is interesting. So, not much. Lock in McKay. Oh, Chadwick. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah, a lot of people were locking in McKay. All right. So McKay is the Tampa pitcher, and he's a lefty. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about McKay. Tampa's going to be facing Texas. Uh, Texas You really want to go against Texas hitters? It's a strong money line. McKay set to make his debut against the streaking Rangers, though. Yeah, his strikeout line is legit. Twins, Nats, Braves, maybe Mets. Hmm. Texas versus lefties don't have good splits against lefties. Hmm. Some of those Texas hitters are so hot, though. I'm not sure the splits will matter. Let me. What I'll do is let's go ahead and take a look here. Chad, thanks for joining in on the show today, and we're gonna go ahead and share some of this stuff I got on the spreadsheet. So you're looking at this game, Texas Tampa Bay Rays. Texas got a shutout yesterday. Hmm. 7-7. So yeah, actually, I think either pitcher here. I know Lance Lynn had a great game yesterday, right? So I mean, perhaps even Hampson here could have a sneaky game. Because I am not sold on taking a non-major leaguer as a pitcher. So that's where I would say is I be very weary. I know he's got great minor league numbers, but the minors is not the big show, and the big show coming up against a Texas team that is surging. I actually think you go the other way and you lean towards Samson here. I think that Tampa team is actually slumping pretty hard. They're not hitting the ball well. And yeah, if this is a pitcher's duel, I kind of like the road team then, because you gotta have Joey Gallo. No, I understand game stacks, right? I'm definitely keen on the game stack. We're gonna game stack both sides, right? The thing is when you game stack, right? You could also game stack with a pitcher against your hitters, depending which game we're talking about. So, like in the Cincy game, you could have Castillo, who's going to get points, and still take Cubs, and you're going to get some points there too. So I'm not even sure that this is the game you want to be focused on. Why? Because you already don't like the hitters out of this game. So maybe you take as a one-off pitcher, you can take Sampson, you could take um, McKay, right? But I wouldn't do much other than that, you know. But I don't think that the hitters are that poor in this game. I like some of the Texas hitters. I really do. I think Mazzara, lefty on lefty, that could spell major trouble for this young kid. You got Gallo Mazzara. He's not used to anything like that. You know, that's something else. You got switch hitters. You got all kinds of stuff. The Texas bats are really sneaky. Yeah. See, you don't want the bats. See, uh, I'm focused on a couple games, right? So I love Cincy. I love Atlanta. I think Minnesota is is a little bit under the radar. That's another team here. You go ahead and make a lineup with the Minnesota players. You stack that game, you start seeing, yeah, there's some major hitters here. You got Cleveland Baltimore, which exploded yesterday, right? Only one sided. I think you definitely got to run one lineup where you're playing Cleveland and Baltimore stacked, all nine players, including the pitcher. I don't think that that would be a bad idea. I think you could do the same with Cincy and Chicago, all nine players, including the pitcher. Uh, I love some of the Washington hitters, so definitely that too. I would be looking at that. So at the moment, I'm really gonna focus on a couple games. I'm gonna build a stack around Washington, Detroit. Watch, we'll give you an example here. So it depends. It depends which pitcher you're talking about. If he's gonna get like really smacked and have negative points, of course that's not what I'm talking about, right? But oftentimes a pitcher can give up runs and still have major points. If you look at a pitcher like Luis Castillo, look, he's given up two earned runs against Houston, but still had a 43, right? He gave up two earned runs against Chicago, still had 34 fantasy points. So that one's a great example. On May 16th, that's why you do it right there. You're going to get 34 points for pitcher and still get the Cubs points. So that's that's one great example, right? And then I think Voth is another great example. Voth could give up runs to Detroit today, but how many is he going to give up? One, two, where you can still get a lot of, you can get all the hitters, just like you said, right? And it's similar to I think a football strategy. All right, so there you go. It would look something like that. So I'm gonna run one like this. This is one example. Let me clear this out. All right, Chad. Good, bro. Yo, I gotta get off of here, man, because I gotta get to making my lineups. I'm gonna wish everybody good luck. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna hit big today. Yeah, Twitter is RotoWild DFS on Twitter. It's just RotoWild. All right, I gotta get off. I gotta make the rest of my lineups. Good luck, everybody. And if you win, shout me out. Holla at your boy.